Do you mind if I record this part?
No, come on, just keep recording, because I never know what I'm going to say, and, you know.
Hey, how many times have you seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
0.
This man has never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. He's a Rocky Horror Picture Show virgin. Tonight, we fix that.
I don't know what that means.
I have a man here who is about to have his virgin experience, and he's about to get his V. He doesn't know what this means.
Okay.
Of course.
I'm just gonna like do little one, do a beer. Enjoy that.
Great.
Have a great time.
Thank you.
Last night's screening was so much fun. I had a great time, and it was just wonderful to see you interacting with that shadowcast before the show. What is that like, getting to meet these shadowcasts that have really taken this movie and continued to run with it for over 40 years?
Well, like last night, the girl who played Janet, it was her 20th anniversary last night of playing Janet.
Wow. Every
Every weekend for 20 years, she's played Janet. And her partner now plays Brad. And she was great last night. And what's wonderful for me is that I get to interact with a whole new generation of Rocky Horror people. I mean, there's probably like our third generation of shadowcast, you know. I thought we were old when somebody came up to me years ago and said, "I'm finally retiring from Rocky Horror. I've been doing it for 17 years." I thought, well, this is over. You know, when those people are, you know, they've done it. And then all of a sudden, it's this whole new group of kids.
Now, there's one thing this is a perfect opportunity to talk about it. There always has been a flip side to that, and you actually had the opportunity to play a character that was very anti-Rocky Horror in an episode of Cold Case, and that was very fascinating to have to embody a character that despises everything that you as an actor and as a person have stood for. What was that role like, revisiting Rocky Horror through that lens?
I had a chance to play somebody who was really opposite of Brad, probably, or opposite of anything that I usually play, and to have that opportunity was a joy. And to see the result, the fans of Rocky Horror Show will always point that out, of saying, well, that's the best use of the genre, you know. And I agree with them. I thought it was better than Glee. I thought it was, you know, better than so many people who have attempted to use the Rocky Horror music.
And my last question is, you know, Meatloaf in his book told the story that, you know, going to opening day, nobody was in the theater in the matinee. It was completely empty. And how does that feel to know that a movie that kind of released with a thud has gone on to be something that people cherish 40 years later?
Yeah, you know, I was so unaware of this movie when it first came out. And I didn't really, I made the movie, we were there for 6 weeks or 8 weeks. And then I think I got into a couple of Broadway shows or something, and I sort of lost track of it. I didn't know that there was an opening. I didn't know it was playing in LA or New York, and then finally when somebody clued me into what was going on downtown, you know, for the midnight showings, I went down and I was astonished and pleased and fascinated, and it was and since then I've become friends with so many of those people. You know, Sal Piro, who really was the guy who was in New York, you know, who started this whole thing, and you know, was brave enough to stand up and get the audience going, and you know, and then his friends would dress up, and then they would start acting out parts of it, and then they would yell things back at the screen to basically entertain themselves, you know. And I think by them entertaining themselves, they've ended up entertaining a whole generation, multi-generations of fans of Rocky Horror.
As a shadowcast Brad, what's it like to meet the real, actual Brad, meeting Barry Bostwick?
It's like a dream come true. He's a hero to me. I'm just so excited to meet the original asshole. Like, how awesome is that? How many times do you get to do that in your lifetime? I mean, I hope I just make him proud. That's all I hope. I hope I do.
Awesome.
You're gonna make me cry just by standing here, just by doing this. Are you talking about me? No.